Hello guys, this is Esteban Portillo. I am drafting supervisor here at DuckWorks, and I am in charge of all cabinet vision projects made here. So this is going to be our first tutorial on how to use cabinet vision for drafters. Okay, and I want to make that really clear. This is not a full tutorial for engineering or anything else. This is going to be just focus on the drafting stuff. So as you see here, this is cabinet vision. This is the first thing we see when we open cabinet vision. What I need to focus on is on the new job or open a job. Most of the cases you are going to open a job because when we work with different clients, they send us the job with all the setup stuff so we can continue working their setup. So the materials, the construction levels, all that stuff is already set up and we can continue working the way they like. So there is sometimes when they do not have this cabinet vision job set up, I do it by myself and I create this CBJ file where you can work with the client's setup. This is really important because we don't want to mess with that information. Okay. In this case, we are going to create a new job just for you to see. There's a lot of things here that are important for the job, yes. But in our case, and for this first tutorial, we are not going to try to understand. But basically, it's information of job, project, and the customer. We have information about the room, finishes, the layout. We have information on the cabinets, what type of cabinets, construction method we are using. And obviously, this can be very different between the industry or the company that you are working into. So this will change massively when you see in a cabinet vision from another company. Now, as you see, I didn't modify anything on the job. I'm going to just hit OK to create this new job. The way you're going to see cabinet vision for the first time is going to be this way. Okay. So there's a little things I want to talk before going into the levels of cabinet vision. One of that is that we have different views here. We have our plan view, our elevation view, our 3D view, and we have reports too. And then we have the drawings. So what I like to do first is to divide the windows so we can have different views of what we are working into. My recommendation is to use split vertical view. You can use any of those. You can use a split horizontal or leave it at normal. Before jumping into the cabinets and all that stuff, I want you to know that there are different levels of cabinet vision. This is really important to know because you can save a lot of time setting this stuff. There's a lot of projects where the cabinets, the base, upper, tall cabinets are the same size for all the projects. So if you just modify every cabinet every time in all the projects, that is a massive waste of time. So what you have to understand that there is a job level, a room level, and a cabinet. The modification you do on a job level is going to affect the room and the cabinet. The modification you do on the room level is going to affect the room level and the cabinet level. And the modifications you do on the cabinet level is going to just affect that cabinet and not anything else. So that's really important to know. For that, I'm going to set you an example. In the plan view, we have these steps. I'm going to hit job and I'm going to go to cabinet and I'm going to go to layout. I'm going to modify this base height to 35 and the upper to 20. I am making this modification on the job level. I want to be really clear with that. I need to hit OK. And this should affect the room level and the cabinet level. So I'm going to create a new room. This is interesting. Now we have this I'm going to go to cabinets. I'm going to go to layout. And look at this. You just modified automatically the height of the base and the upper. So you don't need to modify it again. Unless, obviously, this room need different heights or different dimensions from the room number 1. Okay, we understand now how the job level affects to all the different levels. Now, what we're going to do is take the room level and modify just this room. I'm going to cabinets, layout, and I'm going to be really dramatic here because I just want to show this. I'm going to put 30 here and the upper 30. Remember, this is just for practice, just to understand how this modifications works. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to add a new room, the room number 3. Now I can see the cabinet and the layout. This doesn't affect this new room because the modification I made before is just for the room number 2. You remember, if you want to make any modifications, guys, it has to be on the job level. Great. As you remember, there is one more level, the cabinet level. I'm going to put a cabinet really fast. Give it a minute. Okay, here you have it. I have my cabinet, and I want to modify just this one cabinet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the height to 37. I just put a new cabinet, and this is the same height as before, 35. But I just modified one cabinet from here, just clicking the cabinet. And those are the levels you need to understand for setting up your project. This will save you a lot of time trying to modify everything. And I've seen a lot of people working with multiple rooms in a big project that have the same height, and they take the time to modify every cabinet manually, and that's a really waste of time. So you can work really fast on doing this. Going back to a clean room, we are going to teach you how to add a new wall. Here on the left, you have walls, but just on plan view. If you go into elevation view or 3D, you are not going to be able to add a wall. So you need to be on plan view. We're going to see how to add a wall. This needs to be really, really, really simple, just like that. As you see, you just hit walls and you just can draw a new wall, right? Now we're going to go to objects and add cabinet. And there you have it. You can choose a lot of objects from this. You can have base cabinets, wall cabinets, tall cabinets. We're going to put 2 base cabinets here, and I'm going to add an upper just for fun. Okay, as you see here, we have 2 base cabinets and an upper, right? You can play with this with your mouse and move it where you need it.